As the #1 content creator on YouTube, what if I told you that you could make millions just creating content for YouTube? You want to know how? Stick with me to the end.
Hi, my name is Omoni Oboli and I am a champion.
As filmmakers, we're custodians of culture. We shape mindsets. So there's a lot of power that comes with that, but with great power comes great responsibility.
Omoni Oboli is known for telling stories that expand possibility. For generations, stories have shaped what societies believe is possible. They tell us who matters, who leads, who sacrifices, who dreams, and who gets to be seen. In Nigeria's ever-evolving film industry, one storyteller has consistently used her voice, her platform, and her craft to challenge expectations and widen the lens through which women are portrayed. That storyteller is Omoni Oboli, actor, filmmaker, producer, director, and writer. But beyond the titles lies a woman committed to telling stories that place women at the center of their own lives.
What gender storytelling is all about. So it's not about women. It's about both genders and how we represent them in film. The truth is, pretty much everything we know about men, women, and how they interact, we've come to know this by, what society has taught us, how our parents interacted, what we have watched in movies. So movies are very, very, very powerful tools, which we cannot just treat lightly. In my journey as a filmmaker, I've come to realize how powerful that tool is. I always say to people, film is my strongest voice, right? I'm not a politician. I'm not, what word would I use now? I'm not a social justice warrior, right? But I understand the power that I hold as a filmmaker because I really can shape how people think. I can shape how people view certain things, view certain aspects of life, right?
So when I got the news that I was selected as a champion for this program, I was really, really excited. Because in my journey as a filmmaker, I have been very intentional about telling stories that challenge gender norms, stories that, promote more inclusivity. And for me, this is just another way to learn new things, unlearn some things. Maybe I've been doing some things wrong and relearn some of the things that I've learned in the past. So I'm very excited to go on this journey. I know that this is really going to shape the way I tell my stories moving on. And I just want to say shout out to the CC Hub for this opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to this whole year of learning. Because in politics, most times we know that in Africa, it's men that win elections because money wins elections, right? So what we need to do is show the role that men can play in helping women to win elections, right? Because that's political and economic empowerment.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? So
many years ago, I was having a conversation with someone that was working with me, like our house staff. We were in the kitchen and I was having a conversation with her. And we talked about something and she made a statement and I said, "Where did you hear that?" She said, "I saw it in a film." And as far as she was concerned, it was law because she saw it in a film. And in that moment, I was already a filmmaker at that time, but this was like early years. In that moment, I realized how powerful what I was doing actually is. And it started to shape every single script that I wrote moving forward, every single script that I approved moving forward. I started to scrutinize more seriously the work that I was doing, because I realized how powerful it actually is and how people's minds are being shaped by what I am doing.
In an industry where female characters have often been defined by stereotypes, Omoni Oboli has spent years creating narratives that reflect women as complex, ambitious, flawed, resilient, and deeply human. Her works, such as Wives on Strike, The Revolution, Wives on Strike, The Uprising, Love is War, Being Mrs. Elliot, The First Lady, amongst others, shows the audiences and teaches them to see women not simply as supporting characters in someone else's journey, but as protagonists of their own. Whether portraying women navigating love, family, career, grief, purpose, or personal transformation, her films often challenge traditional expectations and ask larger questions about identity, agency, and choice.
So we can't just treat it as, I'm just telling a story. Yes, we want to entertain. That's possibly number one, right? But while you're entertaining, we need to be sure that we're not pushing people in the wrong direction. And when it comes to male and female relationships and representation, they are popular, they are profitable, they are what people want to see, right? Or are we being intentional about what we're doing, even if we're doing those tropes? So we're not here to say, you know what, forget about everything you know, forget about everything you believe, forget about everything you've learned. But how do we tweak certain things? How do we fine-tune certain things? How do we show how men are being represented and how women are being represented? Where is the line between storytelling and endorsement? We were having a conversation earlier, and I said, if your entire catalog is being consumed or was going to be consumed by your children or your grandchildren in one sitting, would you be proud? What would you revise? Because every single film that I have made, my children are in my head. Every single film. So right from the script stage, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, if they watch this film, what would they think? How would they react? What would they say about mommy if they watch this film, right? So they're always in my head, every single film that I make. So where is that line? Where do you draw that line? And would you be proud if they watch your entire catalog? And let's be honest, what would you change if you knew that your kids or your grandkids were going to watch, your movies?
I'm really hoping that the audience could pick that we are intentional storytellers. I really hope that they can tell that we do not just come together and just shoot whatever we feel like, that we are conscious that a lot of what we are doing is shaping the mindsets and the narratives. It's actually our responsibility as creatives to tell the stories of other people and tell it well.
I'm a mom of boys. So raising my boys, we made sure that they didn't think that, I'm a man, there are certain things I shouldn't do, or I shouldn't do anything in the kitchen, or I shouldn't cook, I shouldn't clean, I shouldn't do. The truth is, cooking is a life skill. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, right? If you must eat, then you have to learn how to cook, right? I'm not saying learn how to cook everything. I'm not saying learn how to cook very deep things, but you must be able to at least cook the basics so you don't starve, because your mom will not always be there. Your wife will not always be there, right? And if they're not there, you should be able to at least take care of yourself, cook basic things that you can eat.
Through storytelling, she opens conversations about the realities women face every day, the pressures, the possibilities, and the power they possess. But gender equitable storytelling is not only about who appears on screen, it is also about who gets to tell the story. And Omoni Oboli has broken barriers in that space as well. As a filmmaker leading major productions, she has demonstrated that women can occupy positions of creative authority and commercial success. Her journey has helped expand what leadership in Nollywood looks like and inspired a new generation of women to imagine themselves behind the camera as directors, producers, writers, and decision makers.
Raising boys, I've had to raise them to be able to show their emotions. You know, a lot of guys bottle everything in because you're told, you be man now, you're a man, why are you crying, why are you looking sad, you're a man up. You know, you say things like man up to guys when they're feeling something, they're going through a lot. So that's why, if you notice, the suicide rate is higher with men because they don't talk. They can't talk because if they talk, people are going to think that they're soft or they're weak, right? But I've raised my boys to be able to talk. I'm here. You can tell me anything. No matter how deep it is, no matter how emotional it is, if you feel like crying, cry. It will make you feel better. It doesn't make you weak. It just makes you human. Because you're a human being first, before you're a man or a woman or anything. You're a human, right? So I've had to raise them to be empathetic, to be able to show their emotions, to show their feelings.
To change the narrative, and then, with my stories, the things that people are not able to talk about, the perspectives that people don't even know, don't even see. And then be deliberate about telling those stories so that people can understand how we feel about things, or how even the men feel about things, how people express things. Sometimes people act a certain way because of what they've been through, because of what they've been through pretty much, maybe growing up or whatever. And then through our stories, you can tell why somebody behaves a certain way, and most importantly, help them become better at that. Some people don't even know why they're acting the way they're acting.
Her success sends a simple but powerful message. Women belong wherever stories are created, and they belong wherever decisions are made. In a world where culture often shapes reality, storytellers carry enormous influence and responsibility. Every script, every character, every scene has the potential to reinforce old ideas or introduce new possibilities. Through her work, Omoni Oboli has chosen possibility. Possibility for women to be seen differently, possibility for girls to dream bigger, possibility for audiences to embrace more nuanced and authentic representation of gender. Her contribution to gender equitable storytelling is not measured only by awards, box office numbers, or acclaim. It is measured by the stories she has made visible, the voices she has amplified, and the doors she has helped open for others. Because when stories become more equitable, societies can become more equitable too.
About creating characters that are well-rounded, right? So, for instance, we talked about men not showing emotions, right? And let's give a scenario. Let's paint a scenario, right? A man is going through loss, for instance, perhaps he just lost his mom, right? We expect that man should be strong because that's normal. He has to be strong, right? But we're not thinking that he should have feelings. He should cry. He should let it out. But it has to be strong because everyone else is here and the women are here and kids are here and whatever. So, hold yourself together so that everyone doesn't fall apart. Let us all fall apart. Somebody died. Do you understand what I'm saying? Example is when I lost my mom, my husband was there, right? So Nigeria happened to me. So when I came into the hospital and, I walked straight into the ward and my mom was dead, like on the bed, dead. And nobody tried to let me know or stop me or whatever. And it was just such a huge shock. And I walked in with my husband and we're like, what's going on? That's when they came to us and we're like, we try to save her, whatever. And, when we got out of the ward, my husband was like literally on the floor crying. And it was a shock to me, even to me, in that state. Do you understand? Because I'd never seen him cry, ever, you know. And I almost didn't know what to do with that. I mean, but this was many years ago. This is like, you know, over 20 years ago. I almost didn't know what to do with that, right? And then I didn't know whether I should cry or as in, what am I supposed to be doing at this time? Like, am I supposed to be crying with you? Am I supposed to be consoling you? Like, or now my mama died sharp. I was like, okay, what? I mean, they were very, very close, you know. And my husband was like the son she didn't have, you know. So it was such a shock to me. But why was it a shock to me? Because men don't cry, right? And I don't know that before then I'd ever really seen a man cry like that. I was young. I got married really young, and this was like very early on in our marriage. So I don't know that I'd ever seen a man cry, right? So it was shocking to me, right? But we have the power to show that men can be vulnerable, and it's okay for men to be vulnerable. Right, and in situations like that, for instance, if there's a woman in that scene, if we're writing a woman into that scene, it's okay for her to be the one consoling him at that point, right? And it's okay for her to say things like, it's fine, I'm here. You can cry it out. Do you understand? Let it all out. I'm here. And then let the man cry. It's okay. You know, Rules of the Heart, for instance. He cried, and she was there to like, it's okay. Do you want anything? Do you want me to tell the Baba to go away? Do you want me? And he's like, you know, let me just go through what I'm going through. And she's like, okay, just I'm here, whatever, right? So so that's what we're talking about when we say things like, you know, let's make sure our characters are well-rounded. So that doesn't mean that the man is not strong. That doesn't mean that we're not showing strength. That's one scene in the film. We're not saying, oh, all the scenes just show the man as weak, and, you know, because at the end of the day, we now don't want weak men in our society. We now don't want weak men around us, but we just want you to know that as strong as this man is, there are moments of weakness. And when he's that weak, when he's that down, if a tear or two drops, it's not a problem.
Truly global, or they're just Nigerian. The truth is, they're global things. Love in everyone, for instance, is about love. Love is a global language that everyone understands. We're not telling you stories. Nigeria is a location. That's all it is. A movie like Love in Every World could have been shot in America. It could have been shot in Kenya. You know, it just uses Nigeria as a location and Nigerian actors. That's why it's Nigerian. However, it's a global story. They're global things. So yes, our movies are actually truly global. And I mean, it's a movie on YouTube. I can see the back end. So I see where people are watching from. And the truth is, people are watching from all over the world. People are watching from countries where I'm looking and I'm saying, I don't understand. You're not African in any way, shape, or form. I don't know that there are many Africans in your country. What are you watching? Right? But it's the fact is, the movies are actually global. The stories are global. I mean, a story about a wealthy man finding a young woman and him falling hopelessly in love with her. As we talked before, I mean, it's a Grey's Anatomy. What's that story? What's that? That's what it's about, right? When Harry Bessa, I mean, those stories are everywhere. It's just how are you telling it? So we're giving it our flavor. Now we're calling the man Odogu. And of course, after that movie came out, girls from all over the world were in my DM saying they wanted to come to Nigeria. They wanted to find their own Odogu. I'm not even kidding. Like, I had thousands of messages. Oh my gosh, I want my own Odogu. I'm coming to Nigeria. I'm like, Okay, they're not all like this. Don't call me if it goes wrong, right? But
if you do decide to go with that popular dramatic trope, how are you redeeming it? How are you making sure that the audience understand that this is not supposed to be the norm? So when you're going with a trope like that, what you should be thinking or asking yourself is, I'm trying to tell you, the audience, that this is wrong. That's what you should be thinking. So there are very smart ways to go about storytelling. So yes, I am using it in my story because it's a popular trope and it's dramatic and it's profitable. So I'm going to show you that drama that you want to see. However, in this same story, the reason why I am showing you this popular trope is to tell you that it's wrong. So you have achieved two things. You have used a popular trope to profit, but you have also used that popular trope to teach a lesson that this is not the norm. This is not supposed to be the norm. So I want us to take something away from this. It's not about us saying here today that stay away from popular tropes that don't have gender equitable storytelling in them. Because a lot of our popular tropes really and honestly do not. You know, the man is a hero, the woman is weak, the man is not supposed to. I'm not here to tell you divorce yourself from popular tropes. I am saying that there are smart ways as storytellers to still use popular tropes, but to use it in a way that you are still preaching the message of gender equitable storytelling.
And through the stories she continues to tell, Omoni Oboli reminds us that representation is more than visibility. It is power, dignity, and freedom to imagine a different future and the courage to tell it. This is why Omoni Oboli is our champion.